Hello everyone! Enthusiast Guy here, coming back with a review on this beautiful MSI gaming laptop that I'm working with right now. This video will be about how to correctly open this thing up to upgrade or add components. For now I will bump up the RAM memory from 8 to 24, add in a lightning fast SSD and disassemble an external Samsung drive that I'll be replacing this laptop's drive with. This GP63 laptop has an HDMI out port, a mini display port 1.2, 3 USB 3.0 ports, 1 USB Type-C, microphone and headphone input jacks and an SD card reader. This laptop has 4 ventilation bays spread out on the sides and back, and the fans get quite noisy at maximum speed. I'm using this connected to monitor, keyboard and mouse, so I won't be bothered by the fact that the start button is actually on the right side of the keyboard. Time to go to work then. Make sure you place something soft in between the laptop and the desk or whatever hard surface you'll be doing this on. The laptop lid is very well crafted, but prone to scratches easily. Because this laptop does not have separate removable panels on the back for the various components we'll be changing or installing, you need to take out the whole back panel of the laptop. This involves breaking a factory seal that's over one of the screws. I contacted the warranty firm and they gave me an email written permission to take out the seal as long as all I'm doing is simply upgrading stuff and not disassembling the actual motherboard. They were quite insistent about that, so do be careful about it. Now, at the time of filming this, I had no plastic pry tools, so I had to improvise. The best thing I found was a mobile phone SIM card that I could use safely without worrying that I would damage or scratch anything. To open this right, slide a thin plastic card in between the red line and the black back panel. Start at a corner maybe and work your way to make sure you release all the clamps. It may be tricky sometimes, so arm yourself with a lot of patience. Take extra patience on the backside. There the plastics don't come together in a linear fashion and you need to go up and down a couple of times. Once all clamps are released, take out the panel and identify the component bays for the RAM memory that's right in the center, existing SSD M.2 drive, which is right above the RAM as we're looking, the free SSD M.2 bay that is on the left of the RAM, and the 1TB disk drive that is located to the right of the RAM. We'll be putting in this Vengeance 16GB of RAM and the Samsung EVO 970 SSD. The RAM upgrade is straightforward. You need to gently move apart the clamps that hold the old memory in place. We'll be placing the new memory in this slot and move the other one a slot above so we can easily replace it when its time comes. The SSD we plan to install needs a heat pad. We'll unscrew this existing SSD because it has 2 of those underneath and we'll be taking one. The screw required to hold the new SSD in place does not actually come with the drive. It's provided with the laptop, so we need to take out that first. Place the heat pad on the SSD and then install it, putting also the screw back in to hold it in place. We're done with the memory and SSD and this is how it looks like. I tried to see what kind of room I have for installing a different hard drive. The one already installed is a 7mm thick drive. There are also 9.5mm out there and the 5TB drives have 15mm in thickness. It does not seem this allows too much room, so I'm thinking to stick to a 7mm when the time will come. For now we'll be closing back the laptop. To do so, gently press the panel so the clamps snap back in. It's much easier than opening it, so expect no problems there. Put all screws back in to properly secure the panel and you're done. Moving on to upgrading the actual hard disk. I had this curiosity to see if the Seagate Backup Plus would be a good idea to use for this. It's cheaper than buying an actual 2TB drive for a laptop, and I get this enclosure that I can use to put the replaced hard disk in. Sounds like a good plan, so we'll see how this turns out. The enclosure itself is smooth, combining quality plastic and a nicely finished aluminum panel. I'm hoping to open this without too much damage. Surprisingly enough, I did manage to open it quickly and without any fuss by using a mere plastic card. There was barely any glue on, the panel came off nice, exposing the drive connected to the SATA to USB circuit, held in place by some aluminum wrapping that is easy to take off as well. We need now to remove the old drive and get the small metallic enclosure that fits it to the inside of the laptop's 2.5-inch bay. We then transfer the enclosure to the new drive and then fit it back into the laptop. Our upgrade is now complete. We've effectively tripled the amount of RAM, doubled the amount of disk drive space, and added a super fast SSD drive. And you'll see in a minute what I mean by super fast. Once more, we put the back panel back, and we're done with the upgrades for a good while. I told you this SSD was fast, and now let's see it. First convenient test is to copy all files of this actual film story I'm making on the same drive. The files add up to a bit over 13 gigs. The average copy speed is about a gig per second. Pretty impressive and quite a good addition to a gaming laptop where you would want to use such a drive for frequent played games. Samsung Magician also shows excellent benchmark numbers, reaching up to over 3 gigs per second read and 2 gigs per second write. I totally recommend this SSD for you whether you're using it with a laptop or desktop PC. Well, this concludes our story for now. I will be leaving you with some actual gameplay of several games on this laptop after the upgrade. Don't forget to comment below in the comment section if I missed anything or if you have any other questions. If you like this video I made, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Enjoy!
Laura, if you can hear me.
I'm here.
We're not at Unuratu's. We're in a cave nearby. The entrance is marked with a heron and an eclipse.
On my way. Shit. They're already inside.
God willing, that'd be too easy.
Manifest says the Soviets stored the most valuable artifacts from the site in this safe. Let's crack it open. Who's got the torch?
On it.
Okay, the rest of you, don't touch anything. Catalog whatever artifacts you find.
All of this came out of the mine?
Yeah. The last reports say they shut down operations as soon as they found the site. Revolver.
You hear that? I'll go look.
I copy.
We've got company!
I think we better stop here for a sec. The cult's playing for keeps now.
Whoa. 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 Should not be seen in this area. Whoa. Whoa.
True. Most than women pay. We have much work to do here. Quite a lot.
Shitballs.
Christ almighty!
Fórmame lo que sí. Para la buena suerte que necesito.
You rattled somebody's cage. Engage! Oh shit, they spotted us.
Need to pay for your daughter's wedding? No problem. Aquí le prestamos. Come to the former
Ready?
offices of
Fire,
the
fire, fire.
Copy